Hello and welcome to Scientifically Speaking. Today we're back in my garden and we're looking at, I used to have 2 trees here, and over the years I've made videos about it. They used to be, healthy trees like that. Now over the years these died, and I commented on the fact that beams of energy that come out of the ground are disappearing as the magnetic field lowers. So the beam of energy holding up this tree is gone, and I pointed out that no trees ever grew here. Now we have trees. Now the funny thing is, all these trees here are thriving. They are the same as that tree, the same as that tree, and there's 2 there of that tree. So this tree is spreading its seeds that way and this way. But trees already here, which were good 10 years ago, are now, I literally blew over. These are now dead as a doornail. So I've said that the changing magnetic field means that certain things are going to live and certain things are going to die. So what people describe as evolution is merely energy increase or energy decrease. Because if these trees are thriving and these are dying, that could eventually lead to there only being these trees. So any other trees would die and you got nothing to eat. And so species become extinct. Only certain species live and have their DNA code activated. Due to that is what the Schumann resonance is at. Now, I've made a couple of videos on the Schumann resonance and the fact that if it goes up or down, it activates different parts of our DNA. Now, when you think of evolution that way, now I've made a video already where I debunk evolution and show or say, using evidence, that everything is based on energy content. So that all the pictures you've ever seen in your evolutionary books that show a horse with different variations of hoof, and they say this is evolution over hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of years. If you think in energy content terms, when the sun goes micronova and goes out, when it comes back on, it is going to raise itself in power over the course of several thousand years until it goes micronova again. So during those beginning generations of things like horses, you will find that the DNA code structure is not fully activated because there isn't enough energy resonating from the planet into the Schumann field to activate all the DNA. I've said this on many videos that we don't have junk DNA, we have inactivated DNA due to the energy content of the planet not raising our the field of the planet isn't strong enough to activate all the DNA. So it's not junk DNA, it's just inactivated. And the day the Lord arrives, every piece of gene material will be activated and we will be revealed as the Lord says we will. So when you see pictures of evolution saying it went from this to this to this, think of that over 1,000 years. That every generation a more complicated organism appeared, hooves started to appear, fingers, instead of just a lump on the end of something. I'll put up pictures. So over the course of these generations, as the Schumann resonance and the energy of the planet increases along with the sun increasing, because our planetary field is dependent upon the sun generates our field. So as the sun gets more energetic, the planet becomes more energetic, the Schumann frequency changes and activates more DNA. So these pictures of these horses with different kind of hooves, I say, is merely the increase of energy over 1,000 years. It is not to do with evolution over millions of years and the climate and the environment that you live in. Everything is dependent upon energy content. So all these pictures of horses or any other line of fossils you want to show to me is only over a certain amount of time due to the Schumann resonance activating more DNA as it gets stronger. So evolution doesn't exist. And just seeing the content of the trees, this one here. This side of the tree is rotten. All the branches have come down. This side's been dying for the last couple of years. Now if I take one step this way, it's a new tree, same as that. But this side of the beam has gone. The beam has moved sideways. So there's one right there. There's another one of those trees that's way over there. I think that's... And there's another one in there which is the same as this one. So it's now moving this way, which is a almost southerly, southeasterly direction. The trees are moving that way. So they're moving in two directions. So just generally looking around, energy content decrease will kill everything on the planet. There is no getting away from it, because if food isn't activated, well, the food will not grow. Them seeds will remain in the ground until one day they get activated and they become fruit trees again or vegetables again. But until that time, no, there wouldn't be any food, and there would only be certain things growing, because that's the only frequency that will grow whatever is growing. So again, it all comes down to energy content and how much energy is in the system. And when the Lord arrives, the whole system will be re-energized and everything will come back to life, which is bizarre to think about. That'll be a magic show. The trees will burst into leaves and the flowers will burst out the ground and everything will come into bloom, as will happen with everybody else. So yeah, this video is again to show that everything is dependent upon energy input, and degeneration happens on the decrease, regeneration on the increase. And so fossils mean nothing when you put them all in a line. If somebody said that happened over 1,000 years due to the Schumann frequency, that makes a lot more sense. As the power gets higher, more DNA code activation occurs and more expressions of the true animal come out. And then you've got to think about things like, where did the best horses come from? Arabian horses were deemed the best. So now you have to think about, well, okay, why? Why weren't horses great all over the planet? Why did you have to go to Arabia to find a good horse? Because now you're talking about surface magnetism. If you have a ball magnet and you put a couple of little ones in a corner like a pyramid, energy will be focused there, and so you get the best results. So that's what Arabian horses is all about. It's the environment they were in. But it's not the environment, it's the electromagnetic field that they're in, which is generated by surface magnetism along with the planet magnetism. So yeah, where you are will depict how tall you are, how short you are, your features, everything. Otherwise there wouldn't be different races on the planet. Thanks very much. My name is Lee. I follow the Christ. I follow a God who is an energy being, who gives life to lifeless matter. And the expression of that lifeless matter depends upon how much life is placed into it. Thanks very much. My name is Lee. I follow the Christ. And I like telling you this stuff. Thanks a lot. Bye.